So today we're going to have a short primer on print publishing. That is a tongue twister. Anyhow, before you start your artwork, call your printer. Ask what kind of file he needs. Does he need an Adobe Illustrator file, AI file, a PDF file, portable document file, an EPS file, encapsulated PostScript file, or a PostScript file? You need to know that so that you can plan for it. Discuss your budget with your printer. He'll give you some ideas. Discuss proofing. Discuss your time frame. See if it's even doable in the time that you have allotted. Discuss four-color process versus spot colors, or a combination of both of them, which could be feasible. And discuss with him whether you need a printer profile. This will help make your work look more professional. So now, when you're starting your artwork, before you start, calibrate your monitor. Match this to your digital printer or to the image setter you will be making your separations on. Your printer might have the image setter, or it could be in your establishment. Anyhow, there are instructions that came with your Adobe product that tells you how to calibrate your monitor. Four-color process is yellow, cyan, magenta, and black. When you print with four-color process, small dots of these colors make up all the colors you will need. The drawback of this is that these colors are reflective, and therefore the color gamut is not as large as, say, RGB or even what we can see with our own eye. Also, the colors change depending on the substrand or the paper they are printed on. For example, if you're using cream-colored paper, the colors will look much different than if you were using pure white paper. Okay, let's discuss spot colors, sometimes known as PMS colors, Pantone Matching System colors, or you could use other book colors. There's a whole list of them in the Adobe um, book. You use these for logos and when precise colors are needed. You can also use these spot colors for special effects. For example, like putting metallics on a cover or a varnish, which really can look very classy. Okay, trapping. What trapping does is it compensates when ink prints are out of register. And here's an example of it out of register. And when there's color shifts, you see. So I would suggest that you leave the trapping to the printer. He usually has special software that does the printing, trapping, and he also knows about the registration. So it's good to pay the little extra and have them do it. Okay, let's talk about color management. For color management, what you do when you go to your print file here, File and Print, you select Color Management here. All right, and for handling, you want to say, let Illustrator determine the colors. Usually that's the best result. And for the printer profile, you want to select the profile for your output device. So if your printer has given you a specific profile, you want to do that and put that in there. Okay, now to access the color management settings for the printer driver by doing one of the following things. In Windows, you should right-click the printer you are using and select Properties, and then locate the color management settings for that printer. For most printer drivers, color management settings are labeled Color Management or ICM. On the Mac, you select the printer you are using, select the color management option from the pop-up menu, and for most printer drivers, this option is labeled Color Sync. Okay, now you've had your job to the printer, and the next thing is proofing. And you want to proof it with a special light, with a certain Kelvin. I believe it's 3200 Kelvin, if I'm not mistaken, and usually with a neutral gray walls. And you can color proof. First of all, you would color proof with your inkjet printer to see that everything is in place, or use a laser proof. Now, more advanced methods use different types of inkjets, dyes, overlays, and other methods to stimulate the final printed piece. Press proof uses the printing plates and the inks specified for the job, and this actually is the very best one to use, but it is very expensive too because you have to go to separations and they have to set up the press for you. But for a large run, this is a good idea to do. Other proofing methods are Blueline, Vilox, Matchprint, and there are some brand name proofing systems out there. I believe 3M has some also. Okay, so lastly, I want to ask you to make sure you develop a relationship with your printer. Believe me, my printer has saved me more than once. And they will also guide you. They have as much stake in having a good printed piece as you do. And once you get a good printer, be loyal to your printer. Loyalty builds a good business relationship. And don't worry about asking advice. And if you do ask advice, follow it. So now, good luck to you in your graphic arts career. It has been absolutely a joy being with you through all of these lessons. Thank you. Bye-bye.